Hey guys, it's Evan from Gokaru, coming to you with another video about my life here in Japan. But I just have a hot take here that I wanted to talk about. Number one, Skate-men is better than ramen, and I've heard a lot of people talking about that recently. Look that up if you don't know what it is. But, you know, beyond that, ramen that I've had in the States, I don't know what other countries, in the States, outside of Japan, is just never as good as what you can get in Japan for a couple of reasons, but there's a main one. And so I have an analogy here. So have you ever been to a nice steakhouse and you sit down, whatever, you order a thing? What is the waiter going to ask you? How would you like your steak done? How would you like your steak cooked? You have options. You have different ways you can have your steak prepared that changes the way you will experience the meal, the taste of the meal, right? I don't know why. This seems like this would be the simplest thing, right? But every ramen place I've ever been to in the US has always had this thing where you can only get, maybe it's like better in LA, I don't know, but you can only get the set thing that they have you. It's always like 15 bucks, and they don't let you choose how you want to have your noodles cooked. What the hell is that? I mean, you can do that. That is the easiest thing in the world. How long are you boiling noodles? But they don't let you do that. So, yeah, basically in Japan, you can choose just like you want to choose, you want to pick how you're going to have your steak cooked. You can choose how long you want to have your noodles cooked. And you have like 6 different classifications that you can choose in every restaurant. They'll have them laid out for you, and it just, it's just another level. It's another level there that's just being completely ignored. And every ramen place I've ever been to in the US has always overcooked the noodles. They're always like mush, and there is always way too much stuff in, like there are way too many ingredients in the broth. They'll have all this kind of crazy shit, but then the noodles aren't cooked right. It's just like that alone. It's like, again, it's like going to get a fine steak and somebody gives you a McDonald's hamburger patty that's like gray, and then they put a bunch of crap on top of it, and it's like they call that a fine steak, and they charge you 20 bucks for it. It's like, it's just not the same experience. And then also there's a whole culture that goes along with this in Japan, where noodles in general are just kind of thought of as, like, you could like of it almost like Japanese fast food, right? Where, traditionally speaking, this is more of like udon. This is more for udon than for ramen. But there are places called tachinomi places. I mean, like tachinomi, that's like stand and drink or stand and eat. But you go there and you can order at the counter, and you stand at the counter and you eat, and you can eat your noodles in like 3 minutes. Like you're in and you're out, and then you're moving on with your day. And that was like a place for salarymen to go after work before they're going home to get some really quick food or during lunch or whatever. And there's kind of this culture with ramen in Japan too, where, you get your food quickly. You get your ramen within like 2, 3 minutes and you're out. And a lot of places actually have like a vending machine where you can buy a ticket that's like, they have all the things that you can order. You put your money in, you push the button, you get a ticket, you give it to the guy at the counter, and he'll ask you, how would you like your noodles cooked? And then you tell him, and then you get your ramen in 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you eat it, and you're out, right? And that's the culture that kind of comes with, like, just noodles in general in Japan. I don't know why noodles have this, like, like you're supposed to eat them quickly in Japan, but that's just kind of the way it is. Like, so, that culture too is like the complete opposite in the US, where like you gotta like sit there. And I feel this way about the restaurant culture in general in the US, where I gotta be honest, like, I don't like it. It's annoying where like you gotta sit there and they'll still like whatever the fuck they're doing for 20 minutes. Then they come over and it's like, oh, hi, I'm blah, blah, here's my name, I'm going to serve you. It's like, I don't care. Like, I don't want to, make friends with you. Like, just take my order and leave, right? So then they take your order, and then it takes like 30 minutes for them to get your food. They come back, you're eating, and then 10 minutes later they come back, so how's everything going? How's your food, guys? It's like, what am I supposed to say to that? And so then you're done eating. And again, this was Japan. You would have your ramen, you'd be out the door in 5 minutes, you'd be out in 10 minutes max, right? In the US, and it's like 45 minutes later, everyone's done eating, you're all sitting around talking, and then the waiter comes back like, oh, he's saying, I'm gonna take your card or whatever for the bill. And then they leave for like another 20 minutes, and then you gotta wait again. And it's like, this culture, the culture around that, like the tatsinomi, whatever, like the going in and just eating quickly, and leaving, that is completely, it's just completely gone in America. It's just like, and I don't really get that. It's weird. Like, America has like so much stuff around like fast food and stuff. You would think that like the dine-in culture would be like a little bit faster, but it's just one of those things that always annoys you when I visit the US is like whenever you go out and it's just like, I mean, it's nice to like sit around and talk, but like, I don't need to sit there for 20 minutes after we're ready to leave. And it's just this whole thing, it's a whole rhythm there. But yeah, that contrast to the culture around eating ramen in Japan and the US, like I always notice it. And it's just like in general, I think like the difference in pricing, like if you're looking at all different kinds of food, sushi is pretty bad, but ramen is the worst in my opinion. Like you are paying the most, like it is the biggest difference in price from within Japan and outside of Japan as far as food prices are concerned. And I think like, I mean, really, there's places where you'll pay $20 or more for a bowl of ramen. It's like, come on, like, I mean, really, you can go to a ton of places in Japan where you can get ramen for $5, $7 maybe. It's just like, I don't know. And so, I don't know. Just thought I'd ramble about that. I really care about noodles. Okay, thanks, guys. Have a great day.